All right, this morning we're going to start our unit of measurement and continue with that. All right, this morning we're going to continue our unit of measurement. Today we are going to move on to telling time. The next number of lessons are going to be about telling time on an analog clock, which is one that has hands, and a digital clock. So on an analog clock, there are hands and there are numbers from 1 to 12, and you can see those on the side here, 1 to 12. We know that there are 24 hours in one day, so in fact it goes around the clock once from midnight till noon, and again from noon to midnight to make an entire day. It takes 1 hour from one number to the next. So from 12 to 1 is 1 hour, from 1 to 2 is 1 hour, and so on. Very important, we know there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, and each hour the minute hand moves once around the clock. The minute hand, remember, is the longer hand, and it goes around the clock once every hour. It takes 15 minutes for the hand to move a quarter of the way, so this orange triangle here shape is 15 minutes. We sometimes refer to that as quarter after because it's a quarter of that circle. Or we might refer to this as, for example, 10:15 because the hour hand is at the 10 and it's at the 15, so 10:15 is the other way that we would say this time. So it can be said two ways. Now it takes 30 minutes for the hand to move from one top to the bottom of the clock, so that's a half an hour. So we sometimes call this 10:30 or 10:30 because it would be 30 minutes. Each of these is 5 minutes, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, making that 10:30. Or, as I said, 10:30. It takes 45 minutes for it to go 3/4 of the way around the clock. So sometimes we call this 10:45, or sometimes because there's only a quarter left here, we'll call it 11:45. All right, but the time would be 10:45. An analog clock is quite difficult to read at times. A digital clock tends to be quite a bit easier. It just has the hour at the front with the colon between and then the minutes, so 11:15 might be how we would say this. All right, today we're going to practice reading to the quarter or every 15-minute intervals, quarter intervals. So take some time, press pause, and tell the time on each of these clocks. All right, let's take a look at this first one. Well, we know it is between 2 and 3, so it's 2 something, and we can see that it's made a 3/4 turn. Here's our 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, so it's 45. So 2:45 would be the time. Could also be said as 2:45. This second one, we can see the hour hand is between the 10 and the 11, so it is 10 something. And we have a quarter of it covered up here in the minutes, or taken up in the minutes, so it would be 10:15, or we could say 10:15. This next one here, it's again, the hour hand is between 10 and 11, so it's 10 something, and it's gone all the way to the 9, so that's 45, so 10:45, or we could say 11:15. Here we have our hand right on the 11 and our minutes right on the hour, so it would be 11 o'clock. Oops, o'clock, sorry. Here we also have the hand on the hour, so it would be 9, and we have it on the 12, so that would be 9 o'clock. Here we have our hand, the hour hand, sorry, between 12 and 1, so it would be 12 something. And it's a quarter, 3/4 of the way around at the 9, so that would be 45, because remember this is 15, 30, 45, so it would be 12:45. At this point, you need to move on to the concept practice, page 131 of the textbook, numbers 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Make sure if you are not sure and you have any questions that you ask. As well, make sure that you've shown me your work before you move on to the exit slip.